Now that we dealt with an exponential growth problem, let's try an exponential decay problem. In this situation, you just brought a brand new, and you can fill this in. How about Audi, did I spell that wrong? S5 for $25,000, which is a steal. The average car depreciates by 5% over the first 5 years. That's just common knowledge, first 5 years. So if you plan on selling a car after 5 years, but how much will you be able to get for it? So let's again start by highlighting the important information. Now, the Audi isn't that important, even though it is kind of, but you did pay $25,000 for that. And the average car depreciates by 15%. You know, keyword there is depreciates. And that's over the first 5 years. If you plan on selling a car after 5 years, how much will you get for it? Well, how much will you get for it? And then I'll just put this after 5 years. I think that's important too. Okay, so just like before, there are 4 steps to figure this problem out. The first step is determining the starting value. Well, in this situation, the starting value of the car was $25,000. Okay. The next step is the multiplier. The multiplier in this situation is a depreciation of 15%. So we got 15%, and we still have to convert that to a decimal. So we'll move the decimal place over 2 spots to get 0.15, or divide this 15 by 100. But in this situation, because it's depreciating, instead of a growth problem where you add the 0.15 to 1, we are going to subtract it from 1. So we're going to do 1 minus 0.15, and that gets us a multiplier of 0.85. So there is our multiplier of 0.85. Notice we're depreciating by 15%. So the value of the Audi every year should be 0.85 of the previous year's value. Okay. Next, we got to figure out this duration. Well, the duration of this is 5 years. So we're going to sell it after 5 years. So 5 years. We put there. Now let's again figure out our expression. Well, we know after year 1, or time 0, sorry, the cost of this car is $25,000. And then a year later, this car is going to be worth a lot less. In fact, it's going to be only worth 85% of the previous year. So it's not only worth the $25,000, but it's worth 80% of that, or 0.85% of that. So let's multiply that 25,000 times 0.85. And again, in the next year, year 2, is worth only 85% of the previous year. So the previous year is 25,000 times 0.85, and it's only worth 85% of that, times 0.85. And again, if this pattern continues, we want to know how much will it be in 5 years. Well, in this situation, we really have 25,000, and in 5 years, how many times would we have multiplied it by 0.85? We multiplied it 5 times. So we should have 25,000 times 0.85 to the 5th power. And that's our expression. So we'll take that and write that right here. 25,000 times 0.85 to the 5th power. So let's take that and put it in our calculator. I'll turn this on. So we have 25,000 times 0.85 to the 5th power. And that gets us, oh man, that sucks. We are only going to be able to sell the Audi S5 in 5 years for $11,092.63. So the solution is the Audi S5 will be worth $11,092.63 in 5 years.